So today we'll see how to properly add a category, a brand, and how to create product with its attributes and tags. So first of all, we'll create a brand. Let's test brand. We'll enable the brand and add an image. And save it. Now this image will be shown here. It's necessary to add that image so that it won't be a blank or a white space. Then we'll add a category. So we'll add a root category. We'll name it test root. Now this option allows us to make it shown here, search bar and the drop down box in it. And we'll enable the category. We'll also add an image. Now it's very important to add the image as it's shown here. Whenever you add a top category or trendy category, it will shown here and it will need a image to be shown here. If not, it will show a blank page. Now let's add a logo. Then we'll save it. Now to create a subcategory, we'll select the root category, then add a subcategory. We'll also add an image in this. Again, if you add a subcategory in that or a root category in there, it will be needed to have a image. Now we'll create some attribute sets. Our attribute sets is needed to create an attribute. So we'll name it test set. Now we'll create an attribute on the test set. Name it test attribute. Now we have to define on which category it's needed to be applied. It's important as this particular attribute will only apply to the selected categories. So if you haven't selected any category or you want to add any category, you have to do this. If you haven't selected any category, it would not show. It would not. You will not be able to apply a attribute in that category. And the another important thing is adding values to that category. Adding values to that attributes. It's needed to add an value. Without value or without adding any category, the attribute will not function. So let's add a test value. Now same for that, we'll need also the add a tag. Tag does not have any category or we do not have to apply anything. We just have to add a name and it would be created. Now we have options to create a basic template for variations which would be applied to everywhere. For example, test variation. Now it could be anything, text, color, or image. So let's make it of a text. So label test 1 and test 2. Now let's create a product. Select a brand, select categories. Now as you can see, if we select color, we cannot add it. Now we'll create a different variation of this. So variation would be test variation. Now if we insert it, it will show test 1 and test 2. Now for adding a price, we'll select bulk edit, price, apply. We'll add a meta title, a meta description, and a short description. Now we'll add an image. Save and exit. So as you can see, we have our test product.